Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can apply shaders to a live camera preview as well as to image capture in Flutter Android application using Media 3 Effect and CameraX. So first things first, you will need to at least use Flutter 3.32.0 or higher, otherwise you will get lot of Gradle issues. And second thing is all the code which I will show you related to camera shaders, all will be native code. I am not using any third-party library, so be careful with that. So first I'll show you guys the output. I'll use Android Studio because it has this mirroring feature, like I said. Okay, so here like I said, this is the output. So I'm mirroring my device, so the output might be little bit laggy. I'll just give the camera permission first, and hopefully here you can see this is the shader which I'm applying. So this is called a periodic vignette. There is a little bit animation as well at the middle, but like I said, I'm mirroring, so it's not that clear. So hopefully you should be able to see it. So like it is kind of like a binoculars kind of a shader. Okay, so I will now just click on take photo to capture the photo. So I have captured the photo, and again it's lagging a little bit. So once the photo has been captured, it is getting displayed inside the image Flutter's image view widget. The take photo button which you saw is a completely native code, that is not a Flutter widget. So yeah, let's get started on how to achieve this. So first, as usual, you need to create a Flutter application. Then here I have imported Dart.io. Here is our my camera view custom class which I have created. I'll come back to this, but this should be your own project name. Don't write Flutter. As you can see, my project name is Flutter. Then here we are importing material. Then here we are importing services.dart. Now this is boilerplate code which is present by default, so I have not changed anything. Now this is my homepage widget. So it is a stateful widget. Here you can see if platform is Android, then the value is false, otherwise I'm keeping as true. Now for requesting the camera, okay, so here for platform is Android, I'm keeping it as false at the start. Then here we have created a method channel for getting camera permission. Here is our init state, and if platform is Android, we immediately ask for the call the get camera permission method. So here we are invoking a method called get camera permission. This is the boolean result which we get over here. If it is true, then we just change the is permission granted to true inside our set state. Then here inside the build, if permission is granted, then we display our my camera view, otherwise we just display a text called give camera permission. Now let's see this my camera view. So here I have created another Dart file. I have imported Dart.io, material as well as services. It is a stateful widget. Here we have created a method channel of camera view. Now you will have to use the same name on native Android side as well. And here this is a creation param which is used to just send data, but like I said, we are not really sending data from Flutter to Android, we are sending data from Android to Flutter. So this is pretty much useless. Then here we have this image URL which is empty. Once the image is captured, then this becomes not empty, right? So we are displaying the image using image.file. Else we just use this Android view to display and the Android view will display the live camera preview as well as your take photo button. And here we have this on platform view created callback as well. So here we keep listening for this handle method. So this is kind of like a callback, and the native Android will send us the image URL with the help of this send from native. Just call this send from native. Here we get the image URL, we assign it to this URL to this image URL variable by using set state. So yeah, that's it on the Flutter side. Next you will go to the Android folder over here. First you will have to go to the app, okay, build.gradle.kts. here you need to add this dependencies block which will include Android camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, then this camera media 3 effect, then Android X media 3 effect, and constraint layout. This camera media 3 is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, but if it does become stable, make sure you use the stable version. Then go to src main android manifest.xml, and here you need to add this uses feature of Android hardware camera, camera permission, write external storage permission as well as internet permission. Then you need to go to you will need to create. Now I'm not good at shaders, I have copy pasted it from the Android documentation, so I'm just showing you that. So inside this main folder you need to create a folder name assets. That is very important, you have to name it as assets. Then inside that you need to create these two files. So first one is called a vertex shader, Like I said, I'm not really good at it, so you just need to pause the video over here, just copy the code, or maybe you can ask ChatGPT to explain it. So yeah, sorry about it. So this is the vertex shader. Again, make sure you use the same file name which I have given over here. And second one is the fragment shader. Again, I have copy pasted it from the documentation. So yeah, sorry, can't really explain it over here. So yeah, feel free to pause the video and just copy this code. Once you have done that, you will have to go to the Kotlin folder, and here firstly you will have to create this particular file, periodic vignette shader program.kt. Now this should be your own package name. To get your package name, you can just go to main activity, and here you will see the package name. Just copy paste it over here. Now again, I'm not going to go through the details of this file because again this is related to the shader file, so I'm not really good at it. So first you'll have to copy the import. You have to create this class which extends from this base GL shader program. Now next, I'm not going through this. Again, I'll simply scroll through this file. It's not that big. Again, these are all comments. If you want, you can remove all these comments. It's not that big, like I said. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all this code. Okay, again I'll simply scroll through this. Sorry about this, I don't really know. And here we are just referring the file name. So once here we are again the referencing the file name which we are present inside the assets folder. Okay, then here coming back to main activity. So again, these are all the imports which you will have to copy. So basically here what we are writing is code related to the camera permission. So here you can see we are getting the camera permission. This method channel result is for sending data back to Flutter side. So once the user grants the permission, this method gets called, and here you can see if all permissions are granted, we send it back as true, else we send it back as false. This is just a helper method which we are using it over here just to check whether all permissions was granted or not. Here we override configure Flutter engine, where we register our view factory. And here is another Kotlin file which I have over here called my camera view factory. I'll show you that in a bit. And here we have another method channel called camera permission. So if the once this method is invoked, we just do activity compat.request permission, passing the required permission as well as request code permission. So yeah, that's all there is inside the main activity. Now coming back to this my camera view factory, here you can see I have created another Kotlin file. So again, this should be your own package name. Rest you can just copy paste it. This is boilerplate code which you have to write every time you want to embed a native Android view inside a Flutter application. So don't worry too much about it, you can just copy paste it. So yeah, this is all the code there is. Then we have this my camera view.kt. so if you see inside my camera view factory, we are referencing this my camera view. So here we have this my camera view.kt file. Again, this should be your own package name. These are all the imports again which I have just copy pasted it from the documentation. So feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports which are there. Then here we have this image capture, we have process camera provider, constraint layout. Preview view is basically for displaying the live camera preview. Here is our button. This is the method channel result as well. Here is our camera executor service. Here is the file name format. Then here we set the layout params for our constraint layout. Then here we constrain our preview view to all sides, and we set a margin of 200 from the bottom. Then here we have the button, we set the text background color as well as text color. Then we add the button to our constraint layout. Then we constrain the button to the bottom of the screen. So here you can see that's what this code is. Okay, then we add a click listener to our button. We also call setup camera. Inside setup camera, we just start our camera as well as we set the camera executor over here. Then here we have this tech photo where we get the image capture. Here we have the simple date format. Here we do content values dot apply, passing the display name mime type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we have image capture dot output file options. Then here we do image capture dot take picture, and here we just override this on image saved. So here we invoke a method called get path from URI. Okay, so this is just a helper method to get the path of the saved image back. So that's what we are doing over here. Then we shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Then here we have this get view where we return constraint layout. Then here we have this dispose method where we just shut down our camera executor. Here we have the start camera where we define the aspect ratio strategy as well as resolution selector. Then here we have process camera provider dot get instance. then we get the camera provider future.get. Then here we do preview.builder set resolution selector, and then here we do image capture.builder set resolution selector for that as well. Then here we get hold of our default back camera. Then here we do use case group.builder add preview use case as well as image capture use case. Here is our media 3 effect. Then here, this is how you add a shader effect to your media 3 effect. So you have to use something called GL effect, and here you need to pass the Kotlin-fied periodic vignette shader program or whatever you have named it, and here we are passing the values. Again, have copied this value from the documentation. Here we assign the media 3 effect to our use case group builder. Then we unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle. Yeah, and I don't think this is required, sorry about this. I'll just remove this. This was from my previous tutorial, yeah, sorry. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Bye.